Hello everybody, I am back. It feels so good to be in my craft room and I can have that door shut. Yay! Oh, and it has a lock too, but I forgot to lock it. Anyways, I'm trying out some new lighting and a new camera system. So we're gonna see if it works. If you guys don't like it, let me know. We'll go back. So, anywho, those of you that are popping on, I'm going to be doing, oops, I have two of these little guys. I don't know where things yet to be. We're going to make this cute little moose guy. Do you see him there? So he's got little antlers and a little fluffy hair. We've got some leaves and the cute little pumpkin. So fall little moose is what we're going to do tonight. I'm going to go ahead and flip you guys down. Oh, wrong one. Okay, so I did have to change my table just a little bit, and I'm going to move this down just a little. Okay, so you're going to see the camera just a little bit in shot, but hey, we'll deal with it, right? So we got our fun little guy here. Or should we move you guys down just a little more? Trying to figure out how we like this. All right, and then, okay, I guess that doesn't work so well, but we're working on it. Okay, so let's go right here. There we go, and I just realized I'm not scrolled down far enough to see comments. Hey, Rhea and Carl, how are you guys? Okay, so, the flower table, I looked for the same contact paper that I put on it, and it was a no-go. I could not find it anywhere. So we went with fake wood. But I figured, why not? Colors I'm going to use tonight, I forgot to tell you. Of course, black and white. We're going to use Trail Tan, Spice Brown, Honey Brown, and then we've got Cantaloupe, Pumpkin, Dark Goldenrod, one of my favorites. It's a little bit hard to find right now. And then I forgot to get colors for our leaves. I think the leaves will do Empire Gold for one of them, and then for a red, let's see, I just passed all my reds, sorry guys. We'll do Barn Red for the red, okay? And then, oh, I need a green. We do need a little bit of green here. And I think we'll go with medium foliage green will be the other one, okay? So how is everybody? I'm so excited to see everyone. Let me move my computer out of the way a little bit more so I have better screen view. So I'm dealing with a new screen setup and all of this, so forgive me. But anyways, I'm hoping that we love this new setup. I was really trying to figure out a new way to do some things for us and everything else. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with our Trail Tan. Oh my gosh, I just realized I posted Zoom, didn't I, you guys? Paint night is on Facebook. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Carol. Yep, that would be my fault. I am not on Zoom tonight. Silly me. I am so sorry about that. That's what happens when you're doing like 18 things at once. All right, so I was just painting before, so I got distracted. I was on Lori's Zoom business meeting, and we were going a little bit over. I have, my house is still a wreck, but we're getting there slowly and surely. So luckily I didn't hire movers, so I didn't have the fun that Lori had with bad movers. I just had the fun of doing it myself. So that was a little rough. We did have some help with a couple of our friends. So we closed. The closing was a little bit chaotic. We were supposed to close the week before on a Tuesday, and we ended up closing a week later on a Wednesday. So it was a little crazy, a lot of stress, but I'm so thankful that, you know, everything came through, and I just kept praying, and everything went the way it was supposed to. So it just was crazy how we kind of got there. And then it's been a whirlwind. I can't believe that we closed 2 weeks ago, because it doesn't feel like that. So then the girls convinced me to let them stay Wednesday. Not this Wednesday, but, or not, yeah, anyways, you get what I'm saying. The first Wednesday in August. There we go. Makes it sound better. They convinced me to stay the night here, so we vacuumed, because we have memory foam mattresses. So we vacuum sealed the mattresses. Definitely suggest getting those. You get bags on Amazon if you're moving. Definitely do that. That's a #1 suggestion. So we vacuumed them, put them in the back of the truck, drove over here. While I was waiting to sign papers for that day, I had bagged up all of our clothes, and I was carrying them down the stairs and fell down the stairs a little bit, sprained my ankle pretty good. So that felt fun to move on. So I kind of stressed my ankle out a little bit, but it's doing a lot better now. Yay. Hey Lillian, how are you? And so you guys, I'm just using, I forgot to tell you, I'm using a #8 flat head brush for this. I have really enjoyed the kids brushes from Royal. You can get them at Walmart. So anyways, back to my story. So I messed up my ankle, but anyways, we got the clothes and our bed, our mattresses on the floor, and we all slept on the floor the first night. Luckily, we were able to get everything recorded and sent over early, so we were able to get in the house that night. Everything got recorded in time. So we did that, and then we then took a couple of trips back and forth, getting different things, and then we finally got the truck on Friday and had it till Saturday. I guess technically Sunday, but we dropped it off Saturday night. And so anyways, then after that, it was just kind of putting things together. We did find I had been storing a bunch of our boxes that we weren't using, and I thought I was going to use more of this, or less of this. We tried to use our garage as kind of like the storage unit. It was a 2-car garage. So I had my laser on one side, and then I had storage on the other. And we had stacked maybe nicer couches in the garage, and we had a little mouse and spider problem with them, and they were covered in, unfortunately, mouse droppings and lots and lots of spiders, oolies and ghoulies, like Brian likes to call it. So yeah, wasn't gonna do that. And so we ended up having to put them out on the curb, because, you know, I didn't feel like having a new house and have to deal with that yucky stuff. So we ended up having to get a couch. Luckily, I found an amazing local store here that sells furniture and brand new furniture, and they were able to give us the floor model that they had just put out literally maybe 2 days before we had bought it. So, and they don't have a lot of traffic either. So we got that on Friday. So we got a new sectional. So yeah, looking, you know, not always so fun when you're not in the budget for buying things, but happens. So anyways, that's what happened there. So I'm just painting this with that, I'm trying to remember, Trail Tan for his antlers here. Is it antlers? Mooses have, moose, whatever. They have antlers too, right? I think that's what they're called. Anyways, that's what I'm calling them. So there's that little guy. We did 2 coats with that. You know what? I think it'd be really cute if we did his eyes with this brown too. So I'm gonna hold, please. We're gonna hurry and get his eyes with this light brown. Maybe. So I'm just trying to get the edge here with my tip of my brush. There we go. Hey Sherry, how are you, hon? You guys, I'm so sorry about the Zoom comment. I don't know what I was thinking. I think it was because I was getting confused with Cricut and I don't know. My brain. It's been eventful. But anyways, like I said, I can't believe it's been almost 2 weeks we've been in here. So, week and a half, I guess. Technically. All right. So I got the Trail Tan done. Thank you guys so much for being so patient with me as well. I really do 100% appreciate that. Okay, so now I'm going to use our honey brown. I'm going to get his little mouth here and his little poofy head with the dark brown or the lighter brown. So I'll just put this in the little paint tray that I got going on here. Let me grab a brush. Today is actually the first day I have painted in my studio, believe it or not. And it feels good to be home. Okay. So with these, I have a lot of the hair kind of going in little pointy directions. So what we're going to do is we're just going to do the point and do a nice little sweep, and then we'll come back for the other side of the hair. Just kind of makes it a little bit easier. And sometimes your brush just kind of drags just right that it will do it. So now we're just going to go this way. Grab some of the extra paint I had there. Just like so. Oops. And this brush, I believe, is a 3/8 of an angle brush. The wording's going off on this one a little bit. I love using the angle brushes when doing hair and stuff like that, just because it gives you more of that control. Flathead brushes would be my next favorite to use if you weren't able to get an angle brush. Alright, I'm going to just swoop right here, pull that out. Again. Alright. Okay, right here we're going to go this way And then we're going to take our brush and just pull straight, and that's going to give us that nice smooth edge. This honey brown is looking like we're going to have to do another coat. It's just drying a little blotchy. And I will show you what I mean by blotchy. In just one sec. Let me get this edge of our sign here. Now, some people don't like to do edges. I like to, just because I'm a little more sloppy with my primer. So it does go over on my edge. I don't try and do a ton of coverage on it, but I like it to at least look clean. And we're gonna go right there. There we go. Okay. Whoops. Did I leave a fingerprint? No. Okay. So now we're gonna get his ears right here. This is a nice little sweep. I just noticed I got a little bit. I'm not too worried about this, that the darker brown will cover it. If I was, I would just take a baby wipe to it and wipe that up, okay? We got just a little bit of paint splatter there. Okay. Going right here again. Look at our ear. Get that nice and smoothed out. Oh, I just saw him in the camera for a second. He is so cute. I had so much fun drawing him. He's just lovable. You know what? I might do his little chest here too. No, maybe I won't. Okay. Yeah, I think I might. Because then that can make that stem come out a little bit darker. Okay. All right. So I'm just going right here. I'm going to stop and then turn and pull up, okay? It'll give us a nice clean line for him. Same with right here. Okay. And then I'm just going to have to take a little detail brush to get over on this other side of the pumpkin. So I drew him, but I didn't color him in, so it's kind of fun to color him with you guys tonight. Okay, let me grab a small little detail brush here. This is a one round brush that I'm going to use. Let me throw that over there. We don't need that for a minute. So I'm just grabbing, getting a little bit on the tip of my brush and then just kind of working that paint in just to get right where that little stem was. And this is kind of like his chest area. Hey! Who's hardworking mom tonight? Is it Casey or is it Z? Who am I talking to? Or is it Miss Lori? Highly doubt it's Lori. Okay. I mean, it could be Miss Lori. All right, cleaning this up just real quick here. We're We're gonna go right here again, get our ear. Okay, and then I'm just gonna come right in here. Like I said, we're gonna just do a quick little thing. Oh, I forgot to show you the blotchiness. You can kind of see it on the camera. Can you see how it's a little bit blotchy right over in here? That's why we want that second coat. Sometimes the blotchy works in our favor, like if you're trying to do like more of like a leather tone or something like that, the blotchiness can kind of work in your favor. But for this little guy, we don't want him. He needs his gorgeous locks. Okay. So we got that. I'm gonna hit him with the heat gun real quick here, guys, just because his mouth is taking a little bit longer. All right, now remember when we're doing heat gun, we need to move fast so that we don't make our paint bubble. And where I hit it with that detail brush, I'm not going to hit it again. It looks pretty good. All right, let me smooth this out. I am gonna get right here with the chest just a little bit. Okay. All right, so honey brown is done. I always grab too much paint. Whoops. And we got that right in the black. All right, I'm a hot mess tonight. Okay, honey brown is done. I'm gonna go ahead and go with the dark brown down so we can just get him painted, and then we're gonna work on the pumpkin and the leaves. This is called autumn brown, or spice brown, sorry. All right. And I think I'm gonna just stay with that 3/8 angle brush. I'm making sure I'm not missing any of these comments. Okay, just cleaning my brush real quick here. There we go. Now the hooks, I'm going to leave those as black, so we're gonna just leave those little guys alone. We're gonna just go right around our cute little pumpkin here. So I'm right here in this tiny little space. I'm just using that tip of my angle brush and kind of working it out, my paint out. Let me grab just a little bit more of our brown. All right. I'm actually going to come back with the trail tan to do the little stem. I forgot to do that. All right, just getting it right around his little mouth here. And his cute little eyes. All right. All right, now we're gonna do the reverse of painting his hair. So I'm gonna just take my brush, we're gonna lightly go in with the tip and then start moving out. And you're gonna do that the exact same way on the other side with his hair. There we go. I think I got just a little too much paint there. And right here again. Now if we fudge this a little bit, we can always come back with our detail lines. So don't worry too much about it. All right. So if you notice right there, I went one way and then I came back the other just to make it a little bit easier to move with my hands here. Same thing here. All right. We're going to just take a nice little swoop right here. There we go. And same thing here. And then I'm just going to smooth that out as I go down. Okay. There we go. Oop, I got a little pink glob right there. Okay. Oh, he is so cute. Okay, so now I'm gonna just go right here on his ear. Look at that. This paint is extra bubbly tonight. All right. And then on this ear, hold on just one sec. We got a little too much paint. There we go. And we're just gonna pull like that. There we go. All right, what are we thinking? Hey Shay, how are you, hon? Thanks for joining. Just gonna clean this up real quick here. Get our edgies. And this guy. Okay, just smooth out where my paint went over just a little bit. There we go. Same thing on this side, and then we'll get his little body down here. Okay. So now for his body, I'm just gonna grab right here. We're gonna pull out. I'm gonna pull right there, pull right there. Now we'll take our angle brush and kind of go in those little edges and make it more round for ourselves. And then we're gonna just lightly, just gonna get a little bit more paint on the tip angle part of my brush. We're gonna get that nice and smooth out there. Hey Dawn, hey Michelle. Thank you, Michelle. All right, so the hoofs are right here. I did just go over a little bit with my paint there, but not too bad, so I'm not gonna worry. And black always hides everything, so I'm not too concerned about his hoofs. But there we go. I'm just seeing a couple of little spots here that are drying that might need a little bit of touch up, so I'm just gonna take my brush, just go in ever so lightly here. I think we're good, but let me throw the heat gun on real quick. Oh, I forgot to do his edge. Right there. And then just remember, you guys, that I do have the link for the template for tonight. So our cute little moose buddies. He's got to come up with a name. We got to get a name for this guy. He's too cute to not have a name, right? We need a name for him. I'm going to get this edge real quick. I forgot. What should his name be? Okay. So we got the spice brown done. Boop. Oh my gosh. Feels like this paint's never ending. Here we go. Okay. You want to save our paint. Do you hear that some of the Walmarts are taking out some of their paint? No bueno, my friends. Okay. Pumpkin we'll do next. I'm gonna do the pumpkin in a little bit of different shading, a little bit for us, just so it kind of gives some dimension. And then, oh, I actually, while we still have this little brown here, let me use this. Is my detail brush. I think it's a 10/0 spotter. We're gonna give him his little eyebrows real quick, since, you know, I accidentally dropped half of the brown and the black. There we go. And then what we'll do is, let me grab this brown real quick. I forgot about his nostrils. Our little friend needs to breathe. We need a name, guys. Help me with a name. Y'all are so good at cute little names. All right. Okay, I got this little nostril done. And this little nostril done. And then we're gonna get this cute little mouth here. There we go. And now our friend is coming alive. And you know what? No, I'm not gonna do that. I was gonna go a little more crazy, but I decided to resist. Okay, back to pumpkin for our pumpkin. Okay. Grab my angle brush here. All right. Okay, let's get some orange going. And the liner brush over there. Okay. So orange is definitely a color that you do have to do 2 coats with. I have yet to find an orange that is a one and done, because you guys know how much I love those ones, and they become my best friends. All right, so what I'm doing is I'm just kind of going sweeping back and forth around this leaf, and then we're just kind of making nice little bumps and pulling our pink down. Where this, we're going to go with the angle. So I'm going to kind of swash my hand a little bit over and then move it up to get that nice little leaf there. And if you have to over exaggerate, your movements to get the right angle for your leaf, if you have to keep coming back, don't worry about it. So right here, I'm just going in and then pulling like so. Okay. And you guys, I know this lighting's a little bit off. I'm gonna have to figure this out a little bit more because I'm not loving our lighting. You might be going back to the big old box lights. Okay, let me hurry and get our pumpkin edge here before I forget. Okay, so we're gonna throw some heat on our friend here. Now remember to have it on low setting when you're doing your heat gun and work fast. Don't leave it in one spot too long or it will make our paint bubble. Okay. One more time with our pumpkin orange. And then I got out a foam plate, but I'm not saying where I put it. So I might have to grab another one. Yeah, who knows where I put that. Okay, you guys are gonna laugh. I need rollers for my chair, or one of those plastic things that you can roll on. Okay. There we go. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, we're just gonna put a little bit of orange right here on my plate. We're gonna get some of this dark goldenrod, which I probably put way too much for, and a little bit of the cantaloupe. And it's kind of like a yellowy orange, this cantaloupe one, but it's really pretty on these pumpkins. Am I missing comments? Okay. Nope. All right. Okay, so clean my brush a little bit. What we're going to do is first get some median. Now, a median is like a gel. Ooh, I almost grabbed triple thick. That would have been bad. Okay, so median, floating median, it just kind of makes your paint a little bit easier to move around when you're trying to do some shading, okay? So I'm going to grab the orange, the pumpkin orange on the back, and the dark orange on the front. I'm going to just move it, grab a little bit of median. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my paintbrush and just kind of do right where I want the pumpkin ridges to be, if that makes sense. We're just trying to make it have some dimension. Can you see that? Oh, I can see it on the camera. Perfect. So now we're going to kind of go on this edge and just go like this. Go right on through You see how it's just making that pumpkin have some dimension, kind of make it pop? That's what we're trying to do. Okay, same thing here. I'm gonna go right here, pick that up. Okay, so you can kind of see it there. See how it's kind of pulling those dimensions on us? Isn't that cute? So now what I'm gonna do, same brush, I'm gonna grab a little bit of the median, throw it there. We're gonna grab the cantaloupe on the top, pumpkin on the bottom, move it back and forth. Give me a little bit more of that pumpkin there. Okay, and what I'm gonna do is just kind of lightly kind of add just a little bit, just to kind of make it look a little brighter. I'm just kind of doing that just above where we did that. Can you see how that makes that nice and pop here? Okay, with this part right here, I'm just gonna try and do a little bit of a round little spot there. And that's it. We are gonna let that pumpkin be a pumpkin now. I'm gonna go ahead and grab this median and pray that I can get in this chair and not make myself look like a complete fool. I ordered some new rollers for my chair. They look like skates rollers, and they say that they help with the carpet. So we're gonna see that. I'm also going to get some type of flooring to help too. I've never been used to this because I've always worked on hardwood floors, so it's a little bit different for me. All right, so we're gonna use medium foliage green right now. Oh, Rudy. We got to come up with a name with him. Thank you, Carolyn. All right, so here I am just going to use, this is a 1 round brush that I'm using, just because this is such an intricate little spot. I figured it would be easier, and because I'm going to be doing a little bit of freehand here, and we're going to do a little vine on this cute little pumpkin. I had so much fun drawing him, and then, you know, life got in the way and I never colored him on the iPad, so it's been fun coloring him with you guys. But I was excited when I pulled him out. I'm like, I am going to do this one tonight. All right, now I'm just gonna smooth this out. Now sometimes when you're working with rounds, it's a little bit harder to get that smooth look that you're going for. So we're gonna go with that. I'm thinking maybe we'll do one right there. Okay. I do need to get that brown before I forget on his stem. So I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna use that trail tan. That's the same trail tan that we use for his antlers. I hope I'm saying that right. And for his cute little eyes, his sweet little eyes. Okay, so I'm gonna use that round again that I used for the leaf here. Just using the lid here since it's just a little amount. Okay, and just smoothing that out. And I did put quite a bit of paint, so we'll see if we're gonna need a touch up or not on that. cow. I looked in the camera again. I love when you look up at the camera and see it. I'm like, ah, he's so cute. Okay. Empire Gold is next. I'm thinking we're going to do Empire Gold here and then do the barn red there, and then we'll start working with the black, do the outlining, and then the highlighting, which we all know is my absolute favorite thing to do. I'm still, I think, going to stick to that one round brush. So this is a 1-inch round right here. Oh, can you see that? Okay, so this is Empire Gold. It's one of my favorites to work with for fall. It reminds me of just those yellow leaves that you see on the trees. It's just that perfect yellow. It's a little bit brighter than a straw yellow. I just love it. I use this a lot for fall. It's one of the go-tos. Right here. And this yellow seems to be a good one. For the most part, you can do a one and done on this one. Sometimes it will show a little bit of patchiness where you'll have to, but a lot of the time it's a one and done, which for a yellow is pretty impressive because yellow doesn't typically go with that jam too much. So kind of digging it. All right, let's put the Empire away. Hey, Susan. Hey, girl, I saw that you called the other day. I was picking up, what was I doing? I was doing something. I think we were eating. But I need to get with you so we can go over the rails that we're going to do for the retreat. I'm excited. All right. Have we decided on a name for our cute little friend? This is Barn Red that I'm using right here, guys. Alright, we got quiet on you, sorry, over concentrating. So our leaf is done. Our leaves, I should now say, are done. Okay, and now we are going to go to the black, which our black is a little beat up here, so I'm not sure I'm going to use that. So let me grab a new paint tray. Gonna grab just a little bit of black here. Before I water it down, I am going to paint his feet and then I'm gonna water it down and use the liner brush. So remember, the reason why I do the liner brush is, or why I water down the paint with the liner brush is it just makes it a little bit more easier to flow. And because black is so dark, you can get away with it. Oh, duh. I'm putting water in there and I need to paint this black after I already told you that. It's one of those days. Thank you, Susan. I had so much fun painting him. He made me giggle. I love when they make you giggle. I didn't know if I wanted to put a saying on him or not, which I thought the pumpkin you could easily put a saying if you wanted to, but I kind of just liked him as he was, so I left him. But I think any cute little saying would be cute. or just leaving him plain. Let the ribbon do the talking for him. All right. All right, hoofs are done. Let me just get this edge here, because you guys know I am a sloppy primer painter. Okay, that hoof is done. All right, let's go right here. There we go. Just getting the edge here. Another reason why I like doing the edge is it kind of cleans off your brush a little bit too, so that's always a plus. Am I enjoying the house? Oh my gosh, yes. I'm a little overwhelmed, I'm not gonna lie. The house is, I knew this going into it. I knew that it was a little bit different of a layout and floor plan than what I was used to. So that's been a little bit challenging for me, but I have loved it. It's coming together nicely. I know everybody keeps bugging me for pictures, but I'm like, I'm not there yet. But I promise you I will get pictures soon. But the studio, I would say I'm like, if you don't look in the closet, then I'm almost there. Is your room ready yet, Dawn? We can make room for you. There's a lot of storage boxes in there right now. Your room has kind of been the room that we put everything in. But I figured you want to enjoy the hubby for a little while before you got sick of him. I figured I had a little bit of time. All right, so I'm just doing this outlining here. I did get, of course, a little swishy going with his hair. Go a little right there. This guy's got some major party going on with his hair. Got there. This is where I love doing the outlining because it just totally makes your project come together and you start seeing really all that hard work of painting come to life. All right, I feel like a little swishy there and one right there is needed. Oh, Donna, I love you so much. Who's all going to the retreat? I know Susan and Dawn are. Who else? I'm so excited. And this one I won't be stressed because I won't have just moved across the state. But truly, you guys are such a blessing for how patient you guys were. Things got like I said, so out of control there for a little bit. I was thinking I would be well back. Michelle, you're going. I'm so excited. All right, so our cute little guy is coming together. I've gotten asked, where do I know where to put my little swishies and stuff like that? The quick answer is I don't know. I just kind of play, and where it feels like it needs it, I just do it. And I know that's a hard question or a really bad answer to it, but it's really, unfortunately, the only one I got. It's just something that when looking at it, I kind of like, oh, I think it would be cute right here, you know, or something like that. So to tell you that I don't know. I always struggle with answering that question because it's like, oh, it needs to go right there. Sometimes I'll even do all the outlining and then come back and be like, all right, swishy needs to go here, and you don't have to do a swishy like me. You can do a cute little dot, or I know some people do like extra little lines or something like that, or a couple of little dots. But to me, it just gives my project a little bit of fun and character. I'm just going to outline his eyebrow underneath where I did the brown, just to kind of give it a little bit more look to it. Now, you don't have to do that. It's just something that I felt like it needed. Okay. Just going to lightly color in his little eye here. Now, I could have used the bigger brush for this. I probably should have, but you guys know me. I don't like changing brushes. All right, so there's his one little eye. I'm so excited for the retreat. My butt's got to start cutting some wood though. All right, so like right here, I felt like there needed to be a little bit of movement. So I'm gonna go right there with a little swishy there. All right, trying not to get my hand in paint. There we go. Let's get his cute little nostril here. Other side. There we go. Okay, so right here, I kind of feel like with this cute little joint, and there's a lot right there kind of going on, to break that up, putting that little swishy there is kind of why I wanted to put it there, if that makes sense in my thought process. Thanks, Sherry, appreciate that. All right. Okay, we'll go with this cute little leaf here. I'm gonna go right there with another little swoosh. And right there. And I'm gonna kind of go right in the middle here with another little swishy. And do a little sweep for the center of the leaf. Oops, I grabbed too much paint there. Grab just a little bit more. And there we go. So all of the highlighting is done. Whoop. And you can kind of see how much that it really made him pop a lot more. So now what I'm going to do is just grab some white and we're going to do some highlighting. This is where everything kind of just pops and everything pulls together really well. So with this, I'm just going to start right here on his ear. Why there? I don't know. That's just what I did. Oops. There we go. We're going to go right here with his nose. And then right here with his mouth. And I'm just barely letting my paintbrush touch in little spots here. Now with this stem, I'm going to kind of go right in the center. It's going to kind of give it a little bit more dimension. And then for his hoofs, I am going to go a little bit more of a highlight with it, just so that we can bring out the lines of it. And you can kind of make sense of one foot versus another. Same with the pumpkin. We're just going to kind of lightly do some movement. Okay. Now with his hoofs, like I said, I'm going to push a little bit more with my paintbrush, just so that we can kind of get an idea of what his feet are looking like. Oops, I got a little too much paint there. And I lost my point, so I'm going to clean off my brush. I'm going to try that again. So it kind of looked like my brush was getting a little scratchy, and so that's why I knew I needed to clean off my brush when you see me do that. There's his little ear. And I'm also going to do a little something different with his ear. I don't know if you guys have seen me do this. I think I've showed you before, but we're going to do it again. All right. Right there. Oh, his hair. Whoops. How could I forget those luscious locks that he's got going on? I'm just silly. There we go. Okay. There is our cute little friend. You will have so much fun, Michelle. I agree with Susan. You will have a blast. Okay, we need to do his highlighting on his eyes. I moved my paintbrushes, or my brushes over here, and I'm not knowing if I'm loving it. Okay, so I've just got my little dotting tool. So we're gonna just do a one little circle there, and a nice little highlight there. So there, we've got cute little eyes for him. And then I'm gonna add just a little bit of blush. And this is actual blush. I get this from the dollar store, but it works so good. It totally does, right? I love how highlighting and just adding those cute little eyes to him just makes everything so cute. Now to decide where we should glitter this cutie, because he needs some bling. Where, I don't know yet, but we gotta get some bling on him. So I'm just making sure that we've got our highlights a little bit more dry because of me doing the blush. So I am just going to use the blush brush. I have used a normal paintbrush before too. We're just going to go right here. I'll use my little finger. We're just going to add a little bit of highlighting on his nose. And then I'm going to add just a little bit of pink here on his ears. And then if you want, you can always use your fingers if you got too much. And can you see that cute little pink to it? So he's kind of like he's blushing a little bit. I love doing that. It just brings a little bit more. I am trying to figure out what we should do for, I'm thinking we might do the leaves. What do you guys think? Should we do leaves in the glitter? Got my glitter right here. Let's do that green. And we'll do a little bit of gold. And I don't know if I have the right red. That's too bright of a red. Let me go into my other glitter here. Let me see what we got in here. I can make it a little more coppery. Maybe I'll add just a little bit of that on him. Or, you know what? I think I'm going to just do a little bit and just add it on where the stems are. I know I have a different color that I like a little bit more for what I'm trying to go for. Maybe. This is what happens when you don't pull out all of your glitter ahead of time. Nope. That's not the one I want. There it is. Okay, so this one has a little bit of brown and gold mixed in with it, and that's the one that I'm going to do. Yes, leaves. Okay. Should we do the full leaves or should we just do the stems? Or like the little vein. That's what I was trying to go. Okay. Let me grab some Mod here. All right. Okay. Let me grab one of my bad brushes because we never want to use our good ones. You know what, you guys? I think we're just going to go all out. We're going to have fun. All right. All right, so okay, grabbing the green. Yes, Cece, it's a moose. And I forgot my paper. There it is. Okay. Oh, do the vines? Yeah, I should. Good idea. Let me grab this guy real quick. We'll do the vines. Oh, goodness. I almost lost it. All right. Let's get the green here. I can hear Brian in the back here. Okay. Sounds like my husband's talking to his mama. Oh, it's okay, Cece. The time got switched because Lori's been doing her lives at 8 o'clock. And so I know I'm a little bit over, but I didn't want to, you know, have you guys have to choose who you wanted to watch. So I just said I would go on a little bit earlier and hopefully, you know, that would help. So, and then moving kind of got things messed up a little bit. So no worries. It will always be on replay. And then I also screwed up and said I was on Zoom call today for some stupid reason. So I'm, you know, we're getting there. All right, so we'll do this cute little red leaf. I'm going to kind of pull a little bit. I'm going to do the copper with this. I don't have a darker red. I only have bright. That's something I'm going to have to go ask Lisa if she's got. But I'm hoping with it having the red background, maybe it will pull. All right. There we go. Little cute. And we'll throw this little bit of the gold with the copper on this last leaf, and we will call him good. All right, let me throw just a little bit of this on there. And voila, we got some bling with our cutie here. Now the reason why I do scratch just a little bit of the glitter off is just so that you can see that highlighting and the lines again. So you can kind of see it there. It just makes it a little bit prettier. Let me move this out of the way and I will give you this way so you can see him. He's so cute. There's a sweet little face. We did the little flush on his ears and the tip of his nose. Almost like you got a little bit of a sunburn. Ain't that cute? So, thank you, Susan. I'm so excited for him. He turned out so cute. Yay! My first completed project in my new craft room. Woohoo! Many thousands more to go, I'm sure. All right, you guys, you have a wonderful night. Thank you so much for hanging out and painting with me and all of your guys' patience with my move. I really appreciate it, and I will see you guys later. Bye, guys.